welcome back. This is the Creatia Conversation, the number one news source for all that nerdish on Pornhub. I am your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I am joined once again by my new best friend at the Will Gray. How's it going, Will? How you doing?
Travis, my friend, it's always a pleasure. Here to represent proudly as the honorary ooze of all things Creatia world.
Good to have you. Always good to have you. What you been up to, man? What's new? What you been watching? What you been playing? We haven't talked in a while.
We were just talking before we went on air. Super hyped that you got me to watch The Last of Us. I binged through it, got caught up. Season 5 dropped last Friday. Completely nuts. Love everything that's happening with it. It's like The Walking Dead if The Walking Dead had HBO money. So I love that. I'm sitting begrudgingly. We've got some Harry Potter talk coming, but I've been super jaded and jealous for the last week because all you motherfuckers with PS5s and like these high-end PCs and stuff are like gaming and streaming and, you know, killing all my joy until April when us peasants with PS4s get our shot at it.
Oh man, I will say it really is some good fun. Like I'm glad I got it. Like we've talked about it before. How I'm not a Harry Potter person. It's never really been my thing. But the game looked fun, so I decided I was going to check it out and play it. And I'll say, like I told Matt yesterday, I like the world. I've decided I do like the world of Harry Potter. So will that translate to me watching these annoying little kids in the movies? I don't know, but
they're only annoying for like 5 hours. You get through the first 3 movies, you're good after that. Like you've only got to don't watch the director's cuts. Just go to the bare bones vanilla 1, 2, 3. Get those out of the way because when you get to the Goblet of Fire, it's nothing but bangers. 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all fantastic movies. The first 3 are fucking written like they're for 12-year-olds. You'll see it, you'll get it, you'll hate it. But when you get to the Goblet of Fire, you're like, okay, this is what they were talking about.
I'm telling you, just like I told Matt, you sound like those people who keep trying to get me to watch One Piece. And they're just like, yeah, once you get to episode 58, it's just like
yeah, the animes where they're like, get through the first 60 episodes and then it's absolute fire. And you're like, but that's like 20 hours of TV, man. Like
yeah, man, and that's if I watch it with no ads. I got to get the no ads version on everything too, and then and sit and watch it straight through, skip all the intros and all that kind of stuff. There's a whole lot involved in that. Like
it's a full-time job to watch anime sometimes, especially when you get into the ones that have been out a while.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons. Like I tried to start watching One Piece. I'm like, I'm not liking this, and then that's when somebody told me I got to get to like episode 50 something, and I'm like, oh hell no, not doing it.
No, read the quick notes for it.
I don't know if I care that much. Like, it's just because it's the fact that there's so much One Piece now, and just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not putting myself into this. Give me something else. Like, not doing it. Anything else though? Anything else new with you?
I'm there's not really a whole lot dropping right now. We talked Nintendo Direct last week, so there's a lot of stuff in waits. I feel like we're kind of in a holding pattern right there. There's not a whole lot of new stuff dropping. Right. So I'm playing a lot of Fortnite. I recently got back into Minecraft. So I'm doing a lot of the keep me busy games until a lot of this new stuff drops this summer.
Did you are you an RPG person?
I love RPGs, big time RPG guy.
Did you download any of those demos on the Switch?
Not yet. No, my Switch is plugged up right now about 4 feet from me. My goal today written down on my list is send Travis and the rest of the guys my friend code because I got my Switch. It's at least out of the case and charged now. So we're one step further to actually playing Switch together. But I'm going to dive into it.
It's never far from me, sir.
I'm going to get into that. I'm going to replay Breath of the Wild. Okay. I know I've been a big mark for the Legends of Zelda series, so I'm going to replay it, waiting for the big one to come out. $70 or not, I don't give a shit. They're still going to get my money for it. But
I've always been one with the whole $70 thing, or however much a game is going to cost. To me, charge what you think that game's worth, and let me decide if I want to pay it. Like it's really just that simple for me. Like,
agreed.
I remember back in the days, on the Nintendo 64, paying 80 something dollars for Mortal Kombat trilogy.
Yes.
That was 1990s money.
Mm-hmm.
80 something dollars. Like, come on now. Like, games are actually, like, if you adjust for inflation, cheaper than they've ever been. So
One thing I like about Nintendo, specifically with the Zelda series, was they did it with Breath of the Wild, and they're doing it with this one. If they charge you $70, they're going to charge you $70 now and give you a completed game. They're not going to charge you $50 and then in 6 months you have to pay $20 for an update. And then, with the DLCs, Bethesda's famous with this for the Fallouts and the Skyrims, where they'll sell you 80% of the game and then over the first 2 years give you the other 20% for $25 and $30. And and they microtransaction you to death to get the whole game out. Nintendo might charge you $75 for it, but they're going to give you 100% of the game on release, which I think sets them apart very slightly from the way some, like a Bethesda or, Epic Games.
Definitely. It's just you pay what you pay for the game, you get the game. It is just that simple.
Yeah.
Like if they're gonna do more stuff, they might do it like way later, like they're doing for Mario Kart now. Keep in mind, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was a game that came out on the Wii U. So that game's been out for forever. They just ported it over to the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you're getting some new courses, and I think like all the new courses, like $10 or something to add those courses on or some shit. And I'm like, sure. Like, give me more Mario Kart. I'm taking more Mario Kart. So yeah, I get it.
But this isn't Madden, though. You know what I mean? I would rather them do that and charge us $10 a year on something like Mario Kart and drop new maps and new courses and new gameplay versus refurbing it every year like a 2K series or a Madden, where year over year over year we're just getting Mario Kart with a slightly different skin and some new racetracks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, at least this way they're giving us this. We know what we're going to get at the vanilla base of the game. And then every year they add stuff, and they've got 20 years of history with the series to continually add courses and maps and characters and stuff like that. So it's a win. That's one of the few exceptions where I would be okay with microtransactions.
Yeah. And I don't even count those as microtransactions. It's just really like you pay up front now and you get all the new courses that are coming over the next 2 years. And it's just like, okay, cool. But yeah. I mean, nothing else new with me. Like we talked about, I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Nothing new watching except Carnival Row Season 2 starts on Friday. So looking forward to that. I think I mentioned that to you before. That was the one we got Orlando Bloom, and there's like fairies and shit and it's steampunk and all that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, I think we can get into some news. You ready to get into some news?
Let's roll with it.
All right, then it is newsy time. Let's go to our first article here. Starting off with a little DC stuff. Batgirl star Leslie Grace rejects studio's claim the Axe film was unreleasable. She like, the cut I saw was incredible. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to get into this whole article because there's plenty there. But if there's anything you want to point out in the article itself, feel free. My thing is, it depends in this whole thing on what you would consider unreleasable. Because if you look at the reason why they really are not like cutting stuff and not releasing stuff over at HBO and Warner and all that kind of shit, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I understand. Like, they're trying to save some money, recoup some money, get some money back. Basically, they felt like if they released that movie, it would have made them less money than if they just wrote it off as a loss. So that's what they did. Do I like it? Hell no. Do I wish they put that movie out? Hell yeah. Do I get it? Yeah. So it's just like, and also she was like, the cut I saw was incredible. Okay. Everybody likes their own brand, like that doesn't mean enough people are going to watch it. Then you look at the kind of trash that they were putting out in those DC movies, for a while, it was just like, I don't know. like, was it really incredible? I'm not calling you a liar, but your view might be a bit biased. That's just me. What do you think, Will?
This is the old tell of your kid brings you a picture and no matter how terrible it looks, it goes on the refrigerator, right? Mm-hmm. So this is her going, this is beautiful to me no matter what it looks like, because she put her heart and soul into it. I respect why she defends her work. Following up what you said about the studio's perspective, though, man, like, to go on a press run and to do releases and to do the red carpet and to do all of that is money on top of the money they've already spent to film and produce and edit a movie that they might not be releasing at all. So it's just dollar signs on dollar signs on dollar signs for a movie that the producers, director, and studio, the ones who sign the checks and have the money, say, we don't think we're going to make anything off of it. And you got to think, if a studio had a $200 million budget, I don't know what Batgirl was. I'm just, just speaking in relative terms. If a studio has $200 million, that means they got to make $200,001 before they make their first dollar of profit. You know what I mean?
Before you count, like, a lot of that usually doesn't include a lot of the advertising and everything either. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why they cut their losses. And like you said, as a fan, I would love to have seen this movie, especially with the new direction DCU is going, finding out everything we talked about with James Gunn. This would have been like a breath and kind of the bridge between the two generations, because this was going to fall in that gray area between the two. And we just didn't get it at all now. So we're going to go from the pre-generation, however you want to call it, the pre-Gunn generation of the DCU, straight into the Gunn generation with none of the bridge between the two of them now. And I feel like this movie getting cut, however they move forward, I think it's going to be a plus for DC. But this was a hit that I felt like was kind of unnecessary, at least from a fan's perspective. Business-wise, I get it. You don't want to lose millions and millions of dollars, but give the fans something to chew on before the next round of movies come out.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that. Like I said, I would have loved to see the movie. Like, I would have definitely gone to see it if it was in theaters. Like, but that's me. Is that enough? I'm not enough. I can't give them millions of dollars to make another movie. It's just it's what it is. But yeah, I mean, that's that's all I really think about that. Like, I get it. I understand why she's upset, but doesn't work for everybody.
No, like I said, she's mad because it was her work, and when they scrapped it completely, she thinks she did a good enough job to make money. And I respect the hell out of that. You're not going to meet an NFL quarterback that says they're not good enough to win the Super Bowl.
Exactly. If they don't think they can win the Super Bowl, why are they there?
Exactly. Yeah.
Mara, I wish I could give them $1 million. I wish, but I cannot. I just don't have it. In other news, though, we got some Marvel stuff happening here. Marvel Studios Spider-Man plans with Tom Holland have been confirmed by Kevin Feige. Now, here's the thing. We all pretty much figured there was going to be another Spider-Man movie. There's no way that we look at what happened, the success they had with the last Spider-Man movie and all that, and think, oh, they're not going to make another one. They're making another one. But Kevin Feige has come out and actually, like, verbally confirmed that they're doing this. Let's see. Let me find the exact quote, exactly what he said. Hold on. So they're still playing. Blah, blah, blah. The moment, blah, blah, blah. So, Quantumania in the next phases of the MCU. When asked if there were any updates on Tom Holland's blah, 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 he said, all I will say is that we have the story. We have ideas for that, and our writers are just putting pen to paper now. So they're writing it right now. It's, of course, it's not coming out like next year or anything like that. It's going to be a while, but we've got plans for it. We're writing it. It's happening. Any thoughts on Spider-Man, Will? What you thinking? You want to?
I think Tom Holland is he's the safest bet for Spider-Man. They know he's successful. They know if they put him back in the role, he'll do well. So I think this is one of those, instead of rebranding it or fixing something that's not broken, they know there's money in the bank here. So instead of rushing a product, they're like, yeah, we're going to do another Spider-Man with Tom Holland, but we don't know when yet. This is the carrot on the rope for the nerd community. They're just letting us know it's coming, just not sure. There's a lot on our plate. We're doing a lot of things. And one of the things is another article we're about to get to, but they're kind of setting the tone to where they're not going to put too much on their plate too fast.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes it, speaking of setting the tone so they don't put too much on their plate too fast. Another other things in Marvel news, Marvel Studios is planning to change the pacing of their Disney Plus shows. So I don't know if you remember, if you really follow all of them. I imagine you do. You told me you're a Marvel guy, so.
Mm-hmm.
But there was, I think it was last year, where it seemed like there were like 4 shows that came out of some shit, like, and they were like back to back and everything, which I loved. I was down for, but it could be a lot for some people to keep up with because there's a lot of stuff out there. Let's see, but yeah, he said that I do think one of the powerful aspects of being at Marvel Studios is having these films and shows hit the zeitgeist. It's harder to hit the zeitgeist when there's so much product out there and so much content, as they say, which is a word that I hate. Apparently, Kevin Feige hates the word content. I don't know why, but he does. But we want Marvel Studios and the MCU projects to really stand out and stand above. So people will see that as we get further into phase 5 and 6, the pace at which we're putting out the Disney Plus shows will change so that they can each get a chance to shine. So they're going to, we're still going to put them out. We're just going to kind of slow them down, even though strangely, there's supposed to be a lot of stuff that's coming out this year. Like, let me see. I know we got a new season of Marvel's What If is coming this year. Another season of Loki is supposed to come this year. Secret Invasion is also supposed to happen this year. And we don't have dates for Ironheart or Agatha, but I'm pretty sure they've wrapped filming on those already. So those could be coming this year also. So we might actually have more this year than we had last year, but they're supposed to be slowing down. Again, I'm not going to be upset. I'm glad to watch them all, but I'm sure there's people out there that won't be, able to keep up. But but yeah, how you feeling? You want more Marvel shows? You want less Marvel shows? What you thinking, Will?
I'm thinking quality, not quantity. If they could put out 30 shows a year and they're all A+, masterpieces, then do you. But if they can put out 10 that are A+, and that's all they can do, and they're all A+, that's what I want. I want them to focus on giving us the best product imaginable, not 15 shows that are, a C and then a B+, and then a couple A+, but then an A- and a B-. You see what I mean? Like, I would rather it just be nothing but A+ quality content, and instead of giving us the roller coaster where some stuff could get touched up for a second season, it might not come back for a second season. We're not sure, like, put nothing but bangers out so we know all we're going to do is get left on cliffhangers, be excited for the next round of shows. And if you oversaturate the market, then you don't ever have that feeling of want. It's hard to miss something if it's never gone, or whatever the cheesy cliche is. And I feel like Disney Plus kind of did that to us, where it was hard to miss the Marvel universe when there was always new stuff dropping. So giving it some time to breathe is important. Tie into wrestling as they talk about allowing your moves to breathe. Don't go too fast. And I feel like that's what Disney Plus is doing. They're allowing every move they make to breathe a little bit versus just going bang, 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 bang.
Oh, I feel you. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put you on the spot here, Will.
Sir.
Which of these Marvel shows would you say is one of their A+ quality shows?
I probably had the most fun watching Loki, but the character himself is why. I like that Loki, John Constantine style, like, anti-hero. Deadpool's another one of my favorites. So I like those kind of anti-hero shows where you're kind of like rooting for the bad guy, even though he's not really the bad guy. So I'd probably say Loki was my favorite of the TV shows. The Falcon and Winter Soldier wasn't bad. That was the one I was probably the most excited about, but it didn't turn out to be my favorite.
Right. Had high hopes for, but didn't quite hit that, that height. Still good, just not way up here. I feel you.
Well, that was more of a mark moment for me for the comic books, because when Captain America passed on the shield and, like, we had the kind of that second version of the Nomad Captain America where he didn't really have the banner, and I felt like that's more so of what we were going to get when Sam got the shield. It was, but it wasn't.
Right.
So they
didn't go far enough with it.
Yeah, exactly. There could have been so much more to that story. And if they do come back with a second season of that one, I hope this is one of those where they let it breathe, because there's so much detail in the story with that specific one that I think they could do a lot with it if they chose to.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I would say, and it's got to, weird because it was the first one, but WandaVision was the one that really hit for me because it was like, it was so different. And it was just like, I was like, from what we had been getting from the MCU, and then we got WandaVision. It was like those first couple episodes that were just like this weird black and white thing that was like, I Love Lucy and shit and all that, but it was still Wanda was doing Wanda shit, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on? The whole mystery of that whole like first half of the season, figuring out what the hell is going on.
I like the questioning of it, where they're not giving you everything. Right. Each episode you get another piece of the puzzle. That's what I liked about WandaVision. That was hands down my favorite thing, was because that was how they leave you wanting. Like, you're missing something, but you think you know what it is, but you're not sure. And That's how WandaVision kind of left you hanging the whole time, was you thought you figured it out. By the end of the episode, you were like, maybe not.
Yeah.
Not every Marvel brain fart needs to be a show or a movie.
I mean, it's
don't
true.
rain on our parade. Don't rain on our parade.
I guess, but like we said, it might be a lot for some people to keep up with. And, if you have trouble keeping up and you need some help keeping up, like with your partner, you can go to a little place called mysensualsecrets.com. Because, mysensualsecrets.com boasts one of the largest catalogs on the web across all the varying levels of adult toy categories, with toys for him, for her, and for both. The product line is extensive compared to other competitors in the sexual wellness industry. Orders ship within 24 hours, so customers are always satisfied with both the price and quality. MySensualSecrets.com has top-rated reviews and exceptional customer service. So go to sensual.creationworld.com to receive 10% off your order today. That is sensual.creationworld.com, and receive up to 10% off today. Sticking with Marvel, though, Will, we got some early reviews are out for Ant-Man and the Wasp. And it's interesting. If you look at it, it's on Rotten Tomatoes sitting at a 53% on the thermometer. Let's see. So it is at this point, 53%. So technically certified rotten. It's not fresh. Those of you who don't really know how Rotten Tomatoes works, let me just tell you, it's not an average score of 53%. That's not how the thermometer works. Basically, it's 53% of critics rated it favorably, which is at least 6 out of 10. So we got a few reviews that are rating it pretty low, like one that I'm looking at here gave it a 21%, and I'm just like, whew, rough. But then I'm wondering, like, what were you really looking for? Because let me see. If I take a look at this review here from, you're not going to show me the actual review. They're just going to show me the score. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes. Thank you for not helping. But
for 3 easy payments of $9.99, you can get your free Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, some of that bullshit.
It's just like, you know what? This is why I like Metacritic, because just let me read the damn review. But there's a few of them that are, pretty low reviews that I'm seeing here, but also some pretty high ones. So it's just like, basically, if you like the MCU, you'll pretty much like this movie. Like, there's not a lot that's distinguishing it as, oh, this is good, oh, this is bad. It's just, it's whatever.
It sounds to me like some people are being nitpicky motherfuckers, though, honestly, because they're hitting them on stuff like the article says at one point, like, the big issue was there's too much going on. You don't go to the first premiere movie of a new phase where they've told you ahead of time, hey, there's going to be a lot going on in this movie. We're teeing off a whole lot of stories. You don't go to that movie and go, I think there's just too much for us. The important things to take away, Kang the Conqueror held. Everybody's like, this is like,
Yeah,
so far,
everybody loves
everybody's
Kang.
giving
Yeah.
him his roses, which was the big one because Kang's the big takeaway from this because he plays such a key role in so many movies and TV shows over the next two phases in the Marvel MCU. So him getting held, Scott Lang's character getting his roses for being a good focal point. Like the key parts are getting the scores where they need them. I think some comic book marks giving it low scores because they don't like, how it works into the canon and some of this other stuff. And, the people who see this first are going to be the most hypercritical. So I say set and rest for a minute, and we'll slowly start seeing that number go up some. I don't think this will be a final score by any means. I see this getting a higher score on the thermometer before it's said and done.
Yeah. I found a workaround to get some looks at these reviews here. So one of them from one critic is saying the quantum realm offers dazzling eye candy, but the novelty does not last. And the lack of freshness continues with a threadbare plot that tries to distract from the fact that this film exists mainly to introduce a new Marvel movie phase. So you just don't like Marvel movies. Like that's really what this sounds like to me. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like that's what
it's just
yeah.
Come on, dude. Like really? But yeah, that's the ones that are bad. That's the kind of stuff that they're saying. It's just, Well, this one is right here saying Marvel's mini hero is back in a movie that's all scale and no fun. I'm just like, damn, dude. Like, which
Scott Lang and Ant-Man and Paul
Cheerios.
Rudd and everything going on. It's hard for you to tell me you're not going to have fun. He was one of the comedic focal points of the entire Infinity War Endgame saga, starting at Civil War. If you go all the way back to Civil War when he was in there, like his character from that point, he's that jobber comedy clown, and now he gets his point to shine. Yeah. And these guys are like, I just don't get it. Like, get over yourself, man. Like,
basically. I don't know. A lot of these people, they seem to just be very sad individuals in general, And one thing that can really help you out if you're really sad is having a dog, The dogs will make you happy. But if you do have a dog, I have something here that can give you a little help. Give you a little boost, make sure you can help keep that dog happy while that dog is keeping you happy. And that is dog.com, because dog.com is your online dog supplies shopping and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys to treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for your furry friend. So go to dog.creatiaworld.com to receive up to 64% off your order today. That is dog.creatiaworld.com for up to 64% off. So let's see here. All right. So I think that's all the Marvel news we've got here right now. Let's talk a little gaming, shall we? I mentioned earlier I was playing Hogwarts Legacy, and I'm playing it on the PlayStation. I chose to get it on the PS5 instead of on my PC. However, PC players, you all know, a big part of playing games on PC is mods. And with the Harry Potter game, the mods are going to be coming. One mod that's out, it's not completely finished, but you can try it out if you want to, is a mod that makes Hogwarts Legacy multiplayer. You can play multiplayer on PC in Hogwarts Legacy if you get this mod. So let me just read a little bit about it for you here. Hardworking Hogwarts Legacy fans have already taken it upon themselves to fix the game's lack of multiplayer. Because the devs won't do it, why not just do it yourself? The Wizarding World RPG has only been out of early access for a few days, but it's already the most successful Harry Potter game of all time. No shit.
Didn't see that coming.
However, it's not without its controversy. Many have chosen to boycott Hogwarts Legacy due to its association with J.K. Rowling, who has been heavily criticized for making harmful comments about the trans community. As the creator of the Wizarding World franchise, she will profit from the game's sales despite not being involved with its development. I want to point that out. Yes, J.K. Rowling, awful person. We know this. I say this every time. However, I actually also just choose to support those developers and those who work really hard on the game to make a great game. Because my thing is, she's going to be rich whether I put money into this game or not. Even if she makes a whole shit ton of money off of this, she already has more than she can spend in her lifetime anyway. So I don't care. That's not going to affect me. Her making more money after she's already got way more money than I'll ever see her have or see her spend or anything like that. I don't give a shit what she does. But those developers that worked hard on this game, that put in their time and their effort, and a lot of times
they deserve to get their praise too.
Exactly. So, but yeah, if you want to try out the mod for yourself, you can subscribe to Yamashi's Patreon and get access to the test build. Though they warned that it's very bare bones right now, the team expect that full functionality will be a few months away. If you want to try out the mod for yourself, you can subscribe to the Patreon and get access to the build and all that. Yeah. So, if you want to try that multiplayer, you can do that. You just got to subscribe to that Patreon. Not our Patreon. I don't build mods, but you can do that anyway. Patreon.com/Creatia World. Support us. Good shit. However, you want to try out the multiplayer mod in Hogwarts. Looks like it'll be a good time. Definitely check that out.
Did you ever play Skyrim on PC?
No, I never did. It's one of those things that always just sat like on my system, and I just never picked it up and played it.
It's one of those games where it's got crazy mods. And I would love for somebody speaking on this, they talked about it bare bones. You go into it knowing you're getting user created content. So there's going to be bugs. Don't blame the creators of the game for user created content. Like all the beta mode, demo, mod stuff that you have to preface before you say anything. You know what I'm excited for?
What are you
plowing through Hogsmeade as fucking Thomas the Train or something like that? Let me swing around Hogwarts as Spider-Man. Like, give me something like that. That's what I want a mod for.
Like, I've already seen other mods where it like turns your wand into a gun. Like, it's just like, yeah, I don't use a wand. I got a fucking 9 in my hand.
That's what I'm saying. Bring a wand to a gunfight. Yeah. Like, give me. I can't wait for the mods when they decide to go full blown fucking crazy with it. And we're gonna be, Batman versus, the wand shop guy because we can.
Yeah, or like your broom turns into like a flying motorcycle or some shit.
Yeah, like cruising around on a Harley.
I want to get fucking Mario Kart races in Hogwarts. Just
turn this into GTA 6 for me. Give me GTA 5, GTA 6, but in the Harry Potter world. That's basically what I want.
I'm just picturing like doing these races on these brooms, like full Mario Kart style, where you like throw shit at each other and while you flying around. Like, that's what I want. Mods, get on that if you're not already. I imagine somebody is.
Hagrid on his little Vespa moped thing, like.
Oh man. Okay. So moving out of that, we got a couple trailers here to check out. One of which I told you I'm not going to even tell you what it is. I just want you to see it.
You're dropping it on, man. I'm excited for this because I have no idea what's about to happen.
Yeah, this is when I stumbled on it last night, and I'm just like, oh, we are doing this tomorrow. Let's see. All right, here we go.
So you think about putting the band back together, huh? But I don't think that group will work out now.
Stop acting like you don't miss it. I mean, the women, the cheers, the tips, the tips.
I do, but how you gonna do that with your leg?
My dancing days is over, but I got a ringer.
I am not a clown. I'm a magician.
You need to tell your face.
Boy, when you moving out? I am tired of sneaking men in. The last one I had there was so loud. When I let him come in my back door, I was scared he was gonna wake you up.
Oh, we ain't got no back door. Thanks, but it's a one-way ticket.
There's only one way you're gonna do this, Merlin. Your way.
Once upon a time, we
I love that he's a magician and his name is Merlin.
Oh my. Mr. Face, Mr. Body, Mr. Slim Sexy, Dr. X, and the one and only Mr. Big. Why don't you go get ready? You got a tough crowd waiting for you.
You want me to go out there alone and be a stripper? But I'm a magician.
Can't. Ain't no camp in Vegas.
Good Lord. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
We back in business.
I imagine he must just have a very big dick.
Damn line. Excuse me, Lord. But that's got to be the stupidest idea I ever heard in my life. Quadruplets? Man,
We had fun back then.
ooh, didn't we?
Let's give it up for Dr. Xander Pike.
Sanders right.
Thus the mask.
And the flag.
Time for you to get on stage and do it your way.
5, 6, 7. I can't do the left side if he's moving right. This is not a little not Without further ado, ladies.
Faison Love as a stripper. Probably my favorite thing that has happened in the last year.
Hey, let's start with a bang, guys. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang, or bang, 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 bang. Your bangs up, you pop your bangs up too high.
Yeah, he overbanging.
Can't be out here over banging.
Over banging.
Oh man. So yeah, that's coming in April. So I don't know what made them think this is what we need to do, but I'm glad they did it.
I'm here for it. That just looks like one of those movies you're going to sit down from beginning to end and just kind of like chuckle all the way through, no matter what's happening on screen. Even when there's the depressing, you're supposed to be taken to heart shit, you're going to be like, man, that's deep, but I still can't help but laugh.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like it's going to be one of those movies. I'm here for it, man. It looks like a lot of fun.
I mean, I haven't watched a Wesley Snipes movie in quite some time. So, I'm good to see another, Wesley Snipes movie. Then you throw in JB Smoove and Gary Owen and Faison Love as a stripper too. Okay, cool.
Stacked cast all the way around it.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% down for that every time.
And it's coming out the same weekend as 420, so everybody's going to be in a good mood anyways.
Oh, well, shit. There you go. I hadn't even registered that. You're right. You are absolutely right. All right. We got one more here. We got a new Mandalorian teaser for season 3 that came out last night.
I'm hyped for this.
But before
anything Star Wars,
when you get hyped, you do need a lot of energy, And a good way to get that energy is with Dubby. So, Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. This product is made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. Dubby has handpicked what they believe to be the 10 most critical ingredients for focus and concentration. Dubby contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. Dubby uses Neurofactor, a patented all-natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives Dubby its laser focus and fast reflex effect, making it especially perfect for gamers. They disclose full ingredient amounts, and products will never contain fillers or artificial colors or dyes, so you always know what you're getting when you're consuming Dubby. Dubby is also sugar-free, and like I said, maltodextrin-free and keto-friendly. So go to dubby.creationworld.com for 10% off your order today. That's dubby.creationworld.com. Get 10% off today. So let's get to this Mando trailer, shall we?
Yes, please.
All right.
I just saw a message Vince sent in one of the group chats that distracted me. He's creeping on us watching in his bed right now.
Vince is a distraction.
When I saw it, I said, oh. Because he tagged me in it. So I got the notification on Twitter and I was like, oh.
Wow. All right. Let's see what we got here.
I heard you were back.
I'm going to Mandalore.
May the force be with you!
You ready for an adventure? A Mandalorian has to know their way around. That way, you'll never be lost.
The Mandalorian, Season 3, March 1st, only on Disney+.
Okay. You ready for the new Mando?
Yes. so ready for this.
Yeah.
I look at Baby Yoda, the child, the same way I do Baby Groot, because I know eventually this tiny little bastard is going to learn how to use what he can do, and he is going to be a badass at like the equivalent of a 6-year-old.
He's
And
going to
I'm
be
excited for that.
he is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, see? That's a good tie-in. I can't wait. Plus, we know they've teased a lot about Sasha Banks being in it. We know that she's had tie-ins to the series the whole time. We're
She
not
was in
sure.
season 2, right?
Correct. So we know
season 2 since it's coming out March 1st. I still haven't watched season 2. It's one of those things that just somehow I missed it. I still watch. I watched Book of Boba Fett. I watched the first season of Mando and all that. I've watched all the other Star Wars Disney Plus series, I think. But somehow I missed season 2 of Mando. I don't know how, but I did.
I didn't even watch it until season 2 finished. And then I went through the whole thing. Like I said, I do with shows. Like I don't like waiting. The anxiety of it all, of not knowing the resolution to the story, is like stopping a song before the chorus has a chance to like resolve to the root again. Like you stop before any resolution. So that's how I feel about TV shows a lot of times. So I waited until season 2 finished of Mando before I even watched any of it. Bounded through it, loved everything about it. I'm just cheesing for anything Star Wars right now. I feel like the last trilogy was good. I liked all 3 of the movies, and I think we were talking about it one day last week. I said like I was a big fan. It may have been on my show actually, but I'm a big fan of Rogue One and all of the Solo, all of the in between films. They have yet to put something out that was just terrible, except for the Phantom Menace. Just that was it. Everything except for that.
Yeah, for me, when it comes to Star Wars, like the stuff like this, like The Mandalorian, like Andor, and like Rogue One, were the things that really pulled me in with it. Most of the stuff that's like the core stuff, like with the Skywalkers and the Jedis and the lightsabers and all that, I just kind of like, okay. Like I saw the original trilogy, I saw the 3 prequels, but it's just like they never really quite hit for me like they did for other people.
We'll always be a house divided, Travis. It's fine. We accept it now and it'll be fine. You can be the Star Trek guy. I'll be the Star Wars guy. We can move past that. It's completely okay.
Yeah. It was one too when people were always going off about how much they hated the prequels, and I was just like, I don't understand what's wrong with the prequels. I mean,
if you were one of the purists and you didn't like it because it was like they shouldn't have been done, there was no need to go there, because a lot of the hate was why. And I say that a lot. Don't make me ask why when you're telling me a story, because then I'm just going to be disappointed the rest of the time. Like, keep me at the edge of my seat without me having to go, why did that just happen? And Star Wars didn't really do that. Jar Jar was the only person in the entire series where I was just kind of like, why? What was the point of that character? He wasn't a C-3PO. He wasn't an R2-D2 style, like, B-list.
They thought it would
character.
be funny, Will. They thought it would be funny.
It was okay-ish. But I'm disappointed we didn't get more pod racing. Let's be honest. That was just absolute fire in the Phantom Menace. And that was the only time we got any real pod racing in the entire series of 9 movies, was that one time.
Yeah. Hold on. What's this? Hold on. When did this? So, final trailer for Creed 3 just dropped. Like recently, like in the last hour.
Nice.
Want to check that out while we're here?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
I just looked over like, hey, what is it?
This is brand new, live on air. This is live TV, ladies and gentlemen. Live TV.
Let's go, because we can do that shit. So let's do that.
The higher you get, the harder it gets. That's life.
Oh, those fireworks are cool.
This is a war. It's a fight. It's a battle.
I wish boxing would get back to that level.
How long have you known each other?
We was like brothers.
One day you came back.
The past came back too.
There may have been a time when Damien had your back.
No friends in the industry.
But that's not what he's doing now.
My brothers been my brothers, man. They
Damn.
enemy of that.
Before I got locked up, I was the best.
You a coward, bro. And a fraud. Try spending half your life in a cell.
Watching somebody else live your life.
I had to draw the line.
I'm just getting started, little brother.
I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies.
I'm coming for it all.
It's not gonna stop.
Then you make him.
The one and only Adonis Creed, you're the best pound for pound fighter in the world. 3 years ago. It's been a minute since you've been out in these streets.
When I walked away from boxing, I walked away with some unfinished business.
You see that man right there? Do you remember him?
No friends in the industry. I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies. A fact. Let us start the beat, don't wanna keep it rap. Yeah, you hit us up and now we owe you something back.
Don't let him destroy everything you've built. Everything we've built.
Yeah, I had to draw the line between my brothers and my enemies. My brothers and my enemies. My brothers and my enemies.
You out there boxing. I need you to start fighting.
Okay. Okay.
Sold 10 times over again.
All right. I mean, throw some more Jonathan Majors my way. I'm in. Like,
Absolutely.
And that was interesting. An interesting thing I hadn't known before that apparently Adonis Creed has walked away from boxing at this point. So he was coming back to boxing. Okay.
I look at this. Wasn't it the third Rocky when he fought Ivan Drago for the first time? Was it the fourth one?
Yeah. 3 was when he fought Clubber Lang.
Okay. Yeah. This feels to me a lot of that like grudge match feel. You know what I mean? It feels very like underdog from the fight up. This feels very much like a Rocky movie to me. And I love that because they're going to give you the Apollo Creed, Creed, Phil, everything that this series has grown itself into. And now it's going to be like Rocky if Michael B. Jordan was Rocky instead of Sylvester Stallone. Like, I feel like when I look at this movie, this is the first time I look at it and I go, this is a Creed movie, not a spinoff of a Rocky movie. You know what I mean?
I feel you on that. He seems like he's kind of playing that Clubber Lang role too, Jonathan Majors, where you just like, when you look at him, he's just like, dude, this dude was like what Mickey was telling him, like, he'll knock you into the mall, Rock. Like this dude, like, Jonathan Majors, like what did they say his name was? I forgot already. Fuck. Damien, I think they said his name was. Like, yeah. Damien will knock you into tomorrow.
Stop the line at the very end. You've been boxing this whole time. You need to go fight or whatever it is. Like everything, the way it was worded, all of it was just fire. That got me hyped for a good movie.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely in on that one too. But yeah, well, I think that's all we got today. You got anything else you wanna throw out there before we get out of here?
I mean, not really looking at it. There's, like I said, this is just a lot of just hurrying up and waiting for us right now. The couple shows, we're in between episodes, like, you know, this time next week, this time in a month, you know, there's going to be so much dropping in our laps. But right now it's just, and especially in gaming, because outside of the wrestling world for me, like gaming is a lot of what I do. And I feel like it's just kind of a down period. Like nothing wrong with that because there's so much cool shit coming towards the end of the year. But overall, I just feel like I'm just very chill right now in my gaming life. So I feel good.
Yeah, speaking of gaming and wrestling, actually, that trying to like, I'm really waiting to get some actual news on when they're going to drop that AEW game.
Fight Forever got pushed back again. So it was supposed to get released. I think the last I heard was December of last year in 2022. Then it got pushed to the summer. And now we've already been pushed back to the holiday season of 2023.
Yeah. We talked about that on here. It was, I knew about that push. I'm just like, I need a date and tell me a date that you're going to stick to because like a lot of times with things that get me into stuff, like what happened with Hogwarts, this game might make me give a shit about AEW, you know? So we'll see.
And they're going back to the arcade style wrestling games. Like, don't get me so excited for like the THQ style SmackDown 2000 style wrestling games that
Yes,
were
No
just so good.
Mercy,
Yeah.
WCW Revenge, like those days when it was,
Yep,
yeah.
attitude, stuff like that. Like, that's the direction they're wanting to take this game, and to me, that's going to be dope as shit if they nail it.
Yeah, I'm definitely in on that. Well, folks, thank you all for watching us. If you're watching us live, thank you again for doing so. And if not, you can watch us live. Go to twitch.tv/Creatia World. Go there. And if you are there, throw us a subscription. You know, if you have Amazon Prime, you actually have Prime Gaming, and therefore you can subscribe for free. Just connect your Amazon account with your Twitch account and give us your Prime sub. You know, go ahead and do that. Doesn't cost you a thing. You got to redo it every month because they don't just, do it automatically, which sucks. But, make Jeff Bezos spend his money. And if you're going to spend it on anybody, tell him to spend it over here with us.
Get that Bezos money.
But honestly, if you're going to do it, send it somewhere. If you don't give it to us, give it to someone. Make sure you use it every month. That's my point. Also, you can catch us live and later on YouTube at youtube.com/Creatia World. So just go there, check us out, throw us a subscription there too. That helps us out a lot with the algorithm. That doesn't cost you a dime. You get to see us every time, and also ring that bell so you get a notification every time we drop in something new. Or if you want to watch us later while you're getting yourself off, you can check out pornhub.com/model/Creatia World. Watch us before, after, or while you get off. I don't care. Just watch us. If you want to throw us a little support, another way, I mentioned this earlier, but you can go to patreon.com/Creatia World. That's patreon.com/Creatia World. And, just want the links to everything that we do. Linktree/Creatia World, all the video links, all the audio links and everything, Linktree/Creatia World. But if you really just want to know about who we are and what we do, you go to creatiaworld.com. That's where you find out everything about us from, our zodiac signs are on there, our archetypes are on there. You want to know what my favorite ice cream is, you can go there. That's where all that information is. And then you want to follow us on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. It's at It's Creatia World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. Also on Facebook at Facebook.com/Creatia World. We also go live on Facebook at Facebook.com/Creatia World if you want to watch us there for some reason. Go ahead, do it. I don't care. But if you're a wrestling fan, you can catch Smacking It Raw every Friday night at midnight Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. Will occasionally makes an appearance on there, but there's also a Facebook group that goes along with that at facebook.com/group/SmackingItRaw. Go there, join the conversation all week long. We talking wrestling in there, dropping some funny wrestling memes, wrestling discussions. It's a good time. But that'll be it for that. Well, where can they find you on all the socials? Tell them where you are, plug your shit, all that good stuff.
First and foremost, I always want to thank you and Mateo for allowing me to be the honorary use for all things Creatia World. I appreciate y'all letting me be that plug and play for y'all here. I am the Will Gray. I am the host and lead writer of Botch Spots and Chair Shots. You can find us on the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network or anywhere you do anything on the internet. I will plug a show we have tonight. We have a special edition of Botch Spots and Chair Shots tonight. We are celebrating Black History Month. We have Mr. PWI Top 500 Jay Bougie coming on, Reek from the Young Kings, and RN from Smack Draw on the Rewind. We're going to be celebrating people of color that have helped revolutionize the sport of pro wrestling. We'll be doing that tonight at 9 p.m. 8 Central. We are Sunday nights at 8 p.m. 7 Central. So check us out, Rivet City Radio, Botch Spots and Chair Shots. Thank you, Travis. Love y'all.
All right. And also, as always, you can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. And that'll be it. We'll catch y'all again tomorrow. It will be myself and Mara the Shark Watkins. We'll see you then. Until then, we out.
Peace.